Whether you're looking for stunning beaches, incredible landscapes, or unique wildlife, in this video I bring together the top 10 places to see when you visit Western Australia. Let's jump in. We flew to Perth via Singapore in posh seats thanks to American Express, and then made our way down to Albany in the south of Western Australia. From there, we began an incredible road trip through Western Australia's most scenic spots. Our first stop, about a 45-minute drive from Albany, was Greens Pool and Elephant Rocks. These rocks genuinely resemble elephants. It's amazing how accurate the shape is. The water here is crystal clear, but like lots of the southern coast, it's cold, so don't expect a warm dip. It's a perfect spot to relax or bring the family for a peaceful, albeit chilly, swim. Just a 20-minute drive south of Albany, we stopped at The Gap in Torndirrup National Park. Standing on the platform, watching the waves crash 40 metres below, you get a real sense of nature's power here. The platform itself extends about 10 metres over the cliff edge, and as the waves rush in below you, you really feel the cool Southern Ocean wind blow right up your khyber. Next, we drove 2 hours east to Bremer Bay for something truly unforgettable, orca watching. Orcas, or killer whales as they're often called, aren't actually whales at all. They're the largest member of the dolphin family, which is part of what makes them so agile and powerful in the water. They're called orcas because of their Latin name Orcanus orca, meaning belonging to the kingdom of dead, thanks to their reputation as apex predators. At Bremer Canyon, they hunt giant squid, which thrive in the deep waters. Watching them cut through the water with such speed was a surreal experience. It's one of the most special wildlife encounters I've had. Next up is 11 Mile Beach, just outside of Esperance. It's one of those places where you instantly feel like you've discovered a hidden gem. The sand is that perfect white powder, and the water, it's as clear as you'd expect from this part of Australia. You'll often have large stretches of the beach all to yourself, so it's great if you want a bit of peace and quiet, or just a scenic spot to relax. What I loved most here were the endless coastal views. It feels like the ocean stretches on forever. There's also a great spot for a picnic up by the lookout points, which give you a stunning view over the entire beach. It's definitely worth bringing your camera or a drone. And if you're into fishing, this is the perfect place for it. Just keep in mind that the waves can be pretty strong, and so it's not always ideal for a swim. If you're looking to experience Esperance's rugged beauty in a more peaceful setting, 11 Mile Beach is where you want to be. Now let's talk about Wylie Bay, another gem just outside of Esperance. It's a bit off the beaten track, which means fewer crowds and more of that untouched beauty. The sand here is incredible, smooth but firm, which makes it a popular spot for beach driving. If you're up for a little adventure, you can take a 4x4 along the beach and explore the coastline this way. The water here has those famous turquoise shades Esperance is known for, and if you're lucky, you might spot dolphins swimming close to shore. Just be aware, like a lot of beaches in this area, the waves can be pretty intense, and so it's not always safe for swimming. Whether you're into beach driving, photography, or just want a quiet spot to enjoy the view, Wylie Bay gives you a little bit of everything. The next day, we explored Cape Le Grand National Park, which is perhaps best known as home of Lucky Bay, which is just an hour from Esperance. It's famous for its snow-white sand and turquoise water. The sand here is made from almost pure silica, which not only makes it incredibly soft, but also gives it a squeaky sound when you walk on it. And of course, this is where you get to see kangaroos lounging on the beach, just hanging about like it's their private spot. The contrast between the white sand, blue water and wildlife is something that really makes Lucky Bay a standout visit. After flying back to Perth from Esperance, we hit the road again, heading north up the coast to Jurien Bay, where we had the chance to swim with sea lions. These sea lions are incredibly playful, but I'll admit they're a bit bigger than I expected, which made the experience a little intimidating at times. Swimming with them up close was amazing, but when they zoom past you in the water, you can really feel the size and their strength. They're like gentle giants of the ocean, but also incredibly curious and friendly. It's definitely a highlight, even with a few moments of nervousness. After Jurien Bay, we made a quick stop at Lancelin Sand Dunes. This spot offers massive white sand dunes that stretch for miles, and the views from the top are really something. What you can't tell from this footage is that the wind speed was pretty severe on this day, and we both came away having been well and truly exfoliated by the sand blasting we'd experienced at the top of these dunes. After Lancelin, we headed up to Calbarry National Park, where there's a famous rock formation called Nature's Window that you can see here. Further up the coast, we stopped at the famous Hutt Lagoon, also known as Pink Lake on Instagram. The colour comes from the presence of beta-carotene, a pigment produced by algae in the water. Depending on the time of day, it shifts from a bubblegum pink to a deeper shade of red. It's one of those places that feels like it shouldn't exist. It's completely surreal. They may call it Bubblegum Lake, but I can assure you it doesn't smell of bubblegum. In fact, it smells like shit. I should say that none of this footage has been colour graded or saturated in any way. This is just how it comes straight out of the drone. It really is an incredibly vibrant pink. And in fact, what I'll put at the end of this set of videos is some pictures that I took of an interesting facility on the other side of the lake where they're clearly processing some chemicals, and you got some incredible colours being sort of some pinks and yellows that are found in this mixing device. It was quite a find. Drop a comment down below if anybody knows what this thing actually does or what the colours are caused by. I can't find much online. Our next stop was Monkey Mia, where you won't find any monkeys, but you will find wild dolphins that swim right up to the shoreline. These dolphins have been coming here for decades, and so they're used to interacting with people apparently. You can walk into the shallow water and they'll come right up to you. It's not a staged show, these dolphins are just being curious and playful, and it's pretty special to see this kind of connection between beast and human. You can see in one of these videos that the dolphin has a small wound on its head, and I did ask the staff there what had caused that, and they believed that it had either been fighting or bitten by a shark. Understandably, I stayed out of the water and just took this footage from the shoreline. The reason the dolphin tilts its head and has his eye just above the water is because it's actually looking at you on the shoreline, and I guess the sight of me with a big long zoom lens pointing straight at it is probably something a little unusual that it doesn't see every day. Hence this reasonably long shot with its young swimming next to it. After Monkey Mia, we continued our journey north to Exmouth, and specifically the Ningaloo Reef. It offers some of the best snorkelling and diving you can find in Australia, and we were super lucky to swim with these manta rays. The diversity of creatures that you can see on the reef is pretty unmatched, and to see these mantas at this cleaning station was so special. We also spotted this turtle chilling in the bottom, and the way the light dapples through the water, I just think stunning. This was also incredibly lucky to see. We were on the beach, and we knew that turtles were supposed to hatch on this beach, but we didn't know where. And we just spotted the head of a small one coming through the sand, and so I grabbed the camera and got this footage of them all crawling out of their nest, heading their way to the ocean. These are green sea turtles, and they were about the size of the palm of my hand. There was lots of seagulls, and so there was a number of people there, and we were actually encouraged to grab a stone and throw it at the seagulls so that they didn't peck the small turtles heading to the sea. It wasn't just green turtles hatching on this beach. There was also loggerheads, which you can see here, marked by the slightly different shell and slightly darker colour. Ningaloo Reef is one of those places where you feel like you've stepped into a nature documentary, but without the crowds. Everything feels untouched, and it's a place where you can really connect with the underwater world at your own pace. Inspired by a number of videos I'd seen online, I took the drone up one day to see what I could find from the sky, and it was amazing to see how much life you could spot through the eye of the drone. No trip to Western Australia is complete without a visit to Rottnest Island. The name comes from the Dutch word rattennest, because of the first explorers that landed on the island and mistook the quokkas for rats. These small friendly animals always seem to be smiling and hop about the island foraging for food and are totally at ease with people. You can rent a bike and explore the island, stopping to snap a selfie with the quokkas along the way, or simply to get pictures of them smiling gleefully down the lens. The island is car-free, which makes it an easy place to travel around and simple to explore at your own pace. It was the perfect way to end our Australian adventure. So that's my list of the top 10 things to do in Western Australia. Whether you're into dramatic landscapes, unique wildlife, or simply are looking for an adventure, WA has so much to offer. As it happens, Lizzie and I are heading to the other side of Australia next week, and so look out for some videos upcoming on the channel from our adventures down under. But for now, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, it really helps the channel, and drop a comment with your favourite place from the video. Thanks.